How many different pension pots do you currently have? 5, 6, 7 more? Recent research showed that 1 in 5 18 to 34-year-olds in the UK already have 5 or more pension pots, and people in their 40s and 50s, well, quite possibly more. You see, the thing is, we tend to collect pension pots as we move from job to job. Start a new job and your employer sets you up with another one. So, as you progress through your career, there could be a whole string of old pensions in your wake. And if you've ever been self-employed or made additional pension contributions, you may have personal pensions as well. And the problem is that pensions tend to be out of sight, out of mind. So it's not uncommon for people to forget about their old pensions or lose track of them altogether. The Pension Policy Institute estimated that there are around 3.3 million lost pension pots in the UK, containing somewhere around £31.1 billion. I mean, that is a lot of pocket change to lose down the back of the sofa. And even if you haven't lost a pension, how on earth can you make sure you're on track with your retirement savings when your money is scattered all over the place? Successive governments have made efforts to get on top of this with something called the Pensions Dashboard, which shows us all our pensions, including the state pension, in one place. But it's been delayed numerous times. In the meantime, many people do take the initiative and get a grip on their old pensions by combining some or all of them, doing something often referred to as pension consolidation. Hi, I'm Gary, and today with Moneyfarm, we are going to talk about all of this. Let's dive in. First, a bit of context on why we are where we are. You only have to go back a few decades and managing pensions was a lot simpler. People often stayed in the same workplace for most of their career, and many had what are called final salary pensions, where an employer paid you a set income in retirement based on things like how much you'd earned and how long you'd worked there for. And that meant that you didn't have to think about pensions very much. But fast forward to today, and it's all very different. We change jobs frequently, and since pension auto-enrollment came in a decade ago, every time most of us start a new job, we're enrolled into that employer's pension scheme. So, as I've already said, it's easy to end up with lots of pensions without ever intending to. And the other big thing to contend with is that most of us now have what are called defined contribution pensions. We pay into them alongside our employers, and what we get out when we retire depends on how much went into the pension and, crucially, how well our pension investments have performed. So the onus is on us to keep on top of everything, making sure we're putting enough away and that our investments are working as hard as they can. Let's also throw into the mix that life expectancies have shot up. So there's a good likelihood that those pension savings will have to last a lot longer than they would have back in the day. So, getting back to pension consolidation, what is that? Well, it's a way to bring your old pensions together in one place. And as you might see, this has a lot of benefits. First of all, fewer pensions are simpler to manage, and it's easier to see how much you've saved and how all your pension investments are performing. And if you want to make changes, for example, by increasing contributions or switching investments, it's easier when you're not dealing with multiple pensions. Obviously, this also cuts back on paperwork or multiple logins, which invariably mean even more forgotten usernames and passwords. And you could pay less in fees if you're not paying them out to multiple pension providers, although this isn't always the case. Furthermore, consolidation can help to ensure your pension's asset allocation is aligned with your current retirement goals and risk tolerance. Over time, Scattered pensions can leave you with an investment mix that no longer reflects your needs. By bringing them together, you can implement a unified strategy that balances growth and protection according to your specific timeline, ensuring every pound is working toward the same objective. Now, you are perfectly within your rights to move your old pensions from one provider to another, and it's actually pretty simple to move many old pensions. But some types of old pensions are better left where they are. When people talk about pension consolidation, they're usually referring to the defined contribution pensions I was just describing. You sometimes also hear these referred to as money purchase pensions. But even with these types of pensions, some, particularly older ones from the 1990s and earlier, have certain guarantees, flexibilities, and benefits that can be lost if the pension gets moved. So, if you're considering moving a pension, you need to understand what you've got and if you could potentially miss out on anything by moving it. Sometimes the fees may be lower with your existing pension, or you may already have an investment choice that you're comfortable with, and some schemes do charge exit fees too. And what about transferring final salary pensions, also called defined benefit pensions? Well, these types of pensions are a lot less common today. But if you are lucky enough to have one, then it very rarely makes sense to move these. When the subject of consolidating pensions is being discussed, most people aren't even considering this type of pension. This is because they typically have valuable benefits that get lost if you transfer. In fact, it's mandatory in the UK for anyone with a final salary pension valued at £30,000 or more to get professional financial advice if they're considering moving one. But with pension consolidation, it's not all or nothing. You might have several pensions that you think would benefit from being combined into one alongside another that is best left where it is. Okay, so if you can consolidate pensions and you want to, the next question is, how do I actually do it? Well, first, you'll need to gather together all the paperwork. If any are missing, you can try contacting your old employers. One of the reasons that people struggle with pension paperwork and are drawn to the idea of consolidation is that employers and pension schemes merge and change names all the time, which can make this confusing. If you draw a blank, the government actually runs a free pension tracing service. As I mentioned before, consolidating involves transferring pensions from one scheme or provider to another. So you'll need details from the paperwork like the policy number, name of the pension provider, and the value of the pension. Once you've reviewed everything and made sure it makes sense to combine your pensions, you'll need a home for your new combined pension pot. Sometimes it makes sense to use an existing pension and move the others into it, but many people also choose to open a new pension and transfer their old pots into that instead. You just need to make sure that the pension you're moving everything into accepts transfers. And if you're struggling to track down your existing pensions or feel like you could use some additional support, there are services such as Moneyfarm's Find, Check and Transfer that can help locate lost pensions, check them for any benefits or penalties, and complete the transfer process on your behalf, bringing everything together into one simple pension plan tailored to your needs. Once that groundwork has been done and you're clear on where your pensions will sit, the next step is choosing the right type of pension to hold them. One popular option is to open a SIP to house old pensions. That's a self-invested personal pension, as the one Moneyfarm offers. SIPs are popular because they give you a lot of control and investment choices, so you can really get to grips with managing your pension contributions and investments. And they also usually offer flexibility when you retire. While some SIPs require you to choose and manage your own investments, Moneyfarm's service matches you with a ready-made, actively managed portfolio. This means their expertise experts handle the day-to-day investment decisions, rebalancing your portfolio to stay aligned with your risk profile and the global market. But again, they're not right for everyone, particularly if you're not comfortable making decisions yourself and don't think you'll benefit from all the investment choices. Overall, if you want to know more about SIPPs, we made a specific video on this, which you can find on our channel. In terms of the actual transfers, the new provider will usually do a lot of the legwork for you. You provide the details of the pensions to them, and they handle the transfers, keeping you informed along the way. But do check this before you start, because depending on who you're transferring from and to, and whether you're transferring investments or cash, the process can take anything from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. But a good pension provider will explain every step of the journey to you. And once it's done, that's a major piece of life admin out of the way. And you'll have positioned yourself to keep a watchful eye over your retirement savings and make sure they're working hard towards the future you want. So that's it. Pension consolidation in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and have a look at the description where you'll find more on Moneyfarm and how to invest. Bye!